Hi, so I am doing the tag video for the Reading Rush, which is the the read the the rush to read fast, I think, or something like that. Um, the first question is Warm Up, a book that stretches your mind. And I'll admit, I had a hard time thinking of a book for this one. But then I went back and I was looking over everything I had read over the year, and this book came to mind. Right here. It's called Life. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm drawing a blank now. It's called Life Ever After. It's about these two characters. I don't remember, it's been that long. You don't know their names. They live in a world where everything is run by technology. Everything is technology. People are having operations to integrate technology into their bodies until they're nothing but technology, and they're basically a computer. You have two people. You have a guy and a girl. The girl works for the company, so she gets all these operations free and doesn't have to pay. If she does, it's not that much. Then you have the guy who he's very hesitant to even sign/fill out the papers for this procedure. And they have a conversation. And she is all for it and telling him the benefits of it. And he's I don't know. Won't this erase this? Won't this? Basically, by the end of the book, you see a 180 of the characters. She's the one who is missing and being sad over the fact that technology is taken over, and that she is, I think she wants to stop the procedures or have them remove it, while he's totally on the other spectrum. I actually had to read this book twice to fully understand it. It definitely blew my mind, and I had to sit there and contemplate this. So, yeah, if you want something to challenge your mind, and it's an Audible original, so I got it free. But yeah, so that's mine for the first tag. I'll come back to you with the next ones. So the second question is tough. So the second question is starting line. What's a book that you started but never finished? And for me, that would have to be, picture here, the Omega's Secret Baby. It's part of the Ocean's Omega series. It's book 3 by Anne something. I can't read the rest of her name. But I never finished it because I didn't like it. I just never finished it because I was going through things, and reading a romance at that time, I couldn't handle reading a romance. So I've kind of put it on the back burner with hopes to get back to it. So I think this is funny. The third question for this book tag is Sprint. What's a book you've read really quickly? What haven't I read really quickly this week? Let's see. So, this week, I read It's Us, picture here. Sorry, It's Just Us. Second book, Lost Girls. Third book, The Two Princesses of Bamar, right here. Fourth book, Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. Fifth book, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So, yeah, I've read all those books really quick this week. So, there's that one. So, the next tag question is marathon. What's your favorite longest book? And honestly, up until now, I've never really been interested in long books. But I recently just read The Chestnut Man, picture here. I think time-wise, on Audible, it was like 14 hours and something minutes or something. So, I'd say that's so far as of right now, that's my favorite longest book that I've ever read. So the next question is HURDLES. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank what that is. Which a book that? Something a book that had that ups and downs. So I am interpreting, because that can be interpreted so many different ways. I'm interpreting it as a book that made you happy, made you mad, made you sad, all at the same time. And for me, that is Wonder. It made me cry, and I was at work, and I literally just started bawling my eyes out. It made me mad on behalf of the characters. It made me laugh. Really, I think sometimes the people at work thought I was a lunatic. But, so that is for that one. So the next one is Finish Line. A book that you are proud to finish. For me, that is Ready Player One. I had read it in hope and anticipation of going to see the movie. Read the book now, but haven't seen the movie. I wasn't really sure if I was gonna like it because of it being about video games and stuff, and I'm not really a big video game person, but I really liked it. I liked all the history and all the reference to the games that, like, you know, we know and play, like Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man, and the only two I can think of right now. But that's my pick for this. Wow. So, I like this so far, I think is my favorite tag question. Gold medal. Best book you've. Sorry. Sorry. Gold medal. Best book you've read during a readathon. Now, this is only the second readathon I've ever participated in. The first one was the Stay Home Reading Rush that they did in April. And the book that I enjoyed most during this, I would say, is Lost Girls, a Maine murder mystery, I think is what it's called, is the name of it. It's really good. It is about a FBI agent who most of his family ends up getting killed by a serial killer he is tracking. So after that, him and his daughter move. He retires, basically, or takes a leave of absence from the FBI. And so then all now he's doing is teaching. And it's like 2, 3, 4 years later, something like that. And they live in like Maine. And he gets involved in this case where every year for the past couple years, 2 girls have gone missing in the woods, either hikers or campers. If you like Criminal Minds, the TV show, you might really like this. I'd say that was my favorite book during the readathon, definitely. So, the last question for the reading tag is participation. Thank you. Participation ribbon. A book, an underappreciated book you wish got more attention. So this is a book that I read several months ago. It's actually a children's book, but I loved it. It's called The Enables. Excuse me. It is a book about a group of kids, 4 boys, I think, who all have disabilities. One's blind, one's in a wheelchair, one uses crutches, etc., etc. All of their parents are superheroes, but that's not what they're called in the book. At least I don't think that's what they're called. I read this book several months ago. Me, myself, I am visually impaired and have a learning disability. I cannot read. I am blind in one eye. This book I absolutely loved. I gushed about this to my dad. There's a second book to this series that I haven't read yet. All of the characters, yes, the characters have disabilities, and that's what this main thing is about. The government body of the supers saying that these kids can't become superheroes because they have a disability, because they can't do something. To me, that pissed me off. I went on a rant. My dad sat there for a good 20 minutes just listening to me rant and rave about the injustice that was in this book. This has been one of my favorite books I've read. I want to read the second one in the series. It's just really expensive. But yes, this one is on my top tier of favorite books. I loved it, loved all of the characters, loved the way they overcame their issues, loved the way they worked together to overcome the issues. When one couldn't do something, the other could. Just bravo, bravo, I loved it. Mwah. Piece de Resistance, one of my favorite books. Oh goodness. So that's all of the books for the reading to read fast book tag, I think is what it's called. I probably messed that up, but just awesome. Please, if any of you read any of these books, leave me a like, leave me a comment, let me know what your thoughts on them were.